fee of $10. City officials are expecting these parking decks to fill up quite quickly. So I'll say it one more time for the people in the back, get there early. The official parade and party will start tomorrow morning at 11 at the intersection of Hillsborough Street and St. Mary Street. It will then head east down Hillsborough Street toward the Capitol building, turn right onto Salisbury Street, then left onto Morgan Street, then a final right turn onto Fayetteville Street and head south, and where the parade will then end on Davie Street. This procession is following the general footprint of the annual Raleigh Christmas Parade, if you're familiar with that celebration, and it will end with a fan rally in City Plaza on Fayetteville Street, where fans can gather to hear from players, coaches, and some special guests. But we have all of these details available for you right now on our website. In the studio, I'm Erin Burnett, WXAI 12 News.
Erin, thank you so much. And folks, if you can't make it to Raleigh tomorrow, WXII 12 is bringing the celebration to you. Tune in tomorrow morning starting at 11 a.m. for complete parade coverage. You'll find it right here on WXII 12 and over on the Triad CW.
Now, because of our coverage of Saturday's parade, there will be some changes to keep in mind to our programming. The final hour of Royal Ascot will be available on MeTV starting at 11 a.m. And the first hour of the U.S. Open can also be found on MeTV starting at noon.
Checking traffic this morning, a live look outside at I-73 at Bridford Parkway in Greensboro. Our camera is kind of glitching here. As you can see, it's frozen at the moment, but we can report that these roads continue to be wet following overnight rain, so please use caution if you are headed out the door here soon.
Well, still ahead this morning on the news at 6, the aftermath of Arthur, how people across the South are picking up the pieces left behind by the storm.
And as Americans gather today to celebrate Juneteenth, we take a look at some of the closures happening today in the Triad. You're watching WXII 12 News at 6. We're happy to be up with you. Welcome back. It is 6:15 now. Cleanup is underway after remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur brought severe weather across parts of the Deep South Thursday.
That's right. In New Orleans, the area has been hit hard, especially. Several homes in many towns have been damaged. Thankfully, there were no deaths or serious injuries, but one resident says he is lucky to be alive after a tornado destroyed his home.
They think I know everything is on top of me rolling. I figured it hit right here, where you see that divot, and bounced in the air and landed on the neighbor's house.
So that's your house?
That's my house inside
on top of the neighbor's house?
Yes, sir.
How did you survive that? Miracle.
You see where that mattress at? That's what I was on.
Glad that he is okay this morning. A woman was taken to the hospital for injuries to her leg caused by the storm. We are told she has since returned home.
Today's Juneteenth and most city offices will be closed because of the holiday.
So let's talk about if you live in Greensboro, right? Trash and recycling, pickup trash and recycling collections will move up one day while the White Street landfill and transfer station will be closed.
Public libraries, the History Museum, and the Greensboro Cultural Center are also closed today, but the Sportsplex and Gillespie Golf Course will remain open. GTA will also run on their regular schedule. Triad Cultural Arts is getting ready to host their 27th annual Juneteenth Festival in downtown Winston-Salem.
So it is a space celebrating all things fun, family, and unity. I had the chance to sit down with the executive director to learn how the event this year is even bigger and better.
So everything from what you can sort of usually expect in terms of having culturally affirming vendors, community resources, and the like. I'm also really excited to have the Texas Pete sponsored food truck alley, and so there will be plenty of sauces to pick up and to take with you, compliments of Texas Pete and Garner Food. So we're so grateful for that new activation. We're also going to be having Michael Jackson as our tribute band, at least.
Love it.
As our headliner, right? Perfectly aligning with the movie. And also really want to call out that this is the 100th anniversary of the Safe Bus Company. Yes, and so one of the things that we're really doing our best to acknowledge is the legacy of that first ever Black-owned transportation company being founded here in Winston-Salem. And what does that mean for us in transportation these days? And what does that mean for Black entrepreneurship and the history of it? So we're so excited to celebrate all of those things.
It's really a great event. The festival takes place tomorrow at Bailey Park in downtown Winston-Salem. Celebrations will begin at noon and continue until 7 p.m.
That's just one of many events going on in our area to celebrate Juneteenth. So be sure to attend one if you are able to today, tonight, into tomorrow. And thankfully this rain, Dylan, will be clearing out just in time to celebrate.
Yeah, by the time most of them are starting, even today, I think the rain's gone. It might still be a little damp as the sun starts to come back out, of course, but rain actively falling from the sky shouldn't last too much longer. It was mostly yesterday, afternoon, evening, and then overnight last night while you were sleeping, this rain really started to move in, and it's already beginning to exit our area, like mountains, foothills starting to dry out a bit with some lighter rain. It's really just the Triad and eastern Piedmont still dealing with some of the steadier stuff. This is all the remnants of Arthur from way back in the Gulf and what moved through the deep south. You can tell there's a little bit of a spin there with that area of low pressure still moving through. Of course, it's lost its tropical characteristics, but a lot of moisture and bringing us some rain. You see some spotty light showers continue, mountains, foothills, and again here in the Triad as well, rain is starting to lighten up a bit. But if you are along and south of I-85 or I-40, it is a steady rain. Montgomery, Davidson, Randolph, southern Guilford, southern Alamance counties. It is coming down, and in a good way too. We are very, very thankful for it. Rainfall over the past 24 hours has been impressive in some locations, especially the folks that really need it. Along I-85 from Greensboro over to Burlington, the folks dealing with the very bad drought, 1, 2, even up to 3 inches of rain is estimated by radar there from storms yesterday, and then what we're getting this morning. Also very impressive total, several inches being estimated that fell in northern Wilkes and parts of Surrey and Stokes County from those slow-moving severe storms they had yesterday. Here's last week's drought monitor map. We got an update yesterday. Here's what it looks like. You can see that exceptional drought, highest level, has expanded a bit, and extreme drought in red has also expanded. So drought still bad. It got a little worse in yesterday's update. We've had plenty of scattered storms, but more days than not have been hot and dry recently, and that really helps to just bake us and dry us out. So drought has gotten a little bit worse as expected, but thankful for the rain we're getting this morning. That should help at least a little bit. Not going to erase it, but it's a good start. We will take what we can get. Also had some wind damage with some of those storms, especially the one up there in Surrey and Stokes County. Some trees down mainly. Also a few reports across the southern Piedmont. Thankfully, that storm risk today as well to our south and east along the coast as the remnants of Arthur start to push by. So we've got low pressure sliding across the southern Piedmont now. This cold front moving into Virginia and into the mountains right now is what's helping to push all this moisture out. Once that cold front starts to ease a little closer, all this rain is going to begin to exit. If you sleep in this morning, you might miss the rain completely. By mid to late morning, we should all be starting to dry out, and then the rest of the afternoon looks nice and sunny and warm. It should be a great second half of our Friday, Juneteenth. Temperatures around 70 degrees here in the Triad this morning. It is still pretty humid right now, but as that front starts to drop through, I actually expect humidity to fall this afternoon. Dew points back down into the 50s, and that should carry us into Father's Day weekend too. So really setting the stage and shaping up to be a nice weekend once we get this morning rain out of here, which should happen pretty quickly. Warm and breezy this afternoon, upper 80s in the Triad. Should make it into the low 80s for the foothills with that northwest wind. Gusts could be about 10 to 20 miles per hour, so a little breezy this afternoon. For the mountains, mid-70s, that northwest wind 20-25 mile per hour gusts. Here's your Father's Day weekend. Dads, it's looking pretty good. Less humid, upper 80s for Saturday, near 90 on Sunday. Yes, it will be a little warmer for Sunday, but remember, humidity not too bad. We'll bring highs a little closer to average back into the 80s with a few showers and storms possible next week.
Thank you, Dylan, so much. Checking traffic. Here's a live look at Highway 52 at Rams Drive in Winston-Salem. Again, cars getting out there, getting their Friday going. No issues to report. Just remember that some areas across the Triad continue to have slick roads, so be careful and mindful as you are heading out the door. Safe travels, everyone.
And up next this morning in this week's The Place to Call Home, we introduce you to an organization working to improve foster care in our state. Meet a young man who credits the group for where he is today. This morning, I'm highlighting a North Carolina youth advocacy organization that supports those in substitute care. That includes foster care, group homes, and mental health placements. I spoke with a young man who lived in a group home and thanks the organization for his success today.
The statewide group of young people ages 14 to 24 who are part of Say So, which stands for Strong, Able Youth Speaking Out, are using their voices to advocate for change.
I started off 3 years ago. That's when I first got introduced to Say So. I was in a group home at the age of 16.
Kamari McCrimmon knows firsthand what it feels like to not have a voice at times. So now his mission at Say So is to support other youth in foster care.
A couple months ago, I became a co-chair for Forsyth County.
His local chapter works in Raleigh, having face-to-face conversations with legislators about some of the trials living in substitute care and push for improvements in the system.
You know, it really made me feel like, wow, I really have a voice.
Kamari sits alongside Say So staff member Calvisha Wilson, who was working to grow the Forsyth County chapter and get support from local businesses.
We need more employment opportunities, internship, apprenticeships that help the young people so that they can get ready to transition out and be more successful in the community.
What is your dream 5-10 years from now?
I'm hoping to be a barber. Yeah. And you know, I want to have my own, I want to be a mobile barber. Being with Say So, they taught me what I could do to be successful. That kind of really opened my eyes and walk around with more confidence.
Say So is part of Children's Home Society of North Carolina and is one of the many programs and resources available. Visit chsnc.org and type in the search bar Say So to learn how you can support the organization.
Thank you, Audrey. Well, Juneteenth weekend is in full swing across the Piedmont Triad. Coming up, we tell the story behind the holiday and its lasting impact in our area.
Download the very local app from WXII 12. Watch live newscasts or stream WXII 12 News for free on your time. Available on Roku, Fire TV, your phone, or anywhere you stream. You're watching WXII 12 News.
Right now it's 6:30, celebrating Juneteenth, rooted in a defining moment in American history, how people across the Triad are honoring the holiday.
Plus, championship celebrations take over the state capitol, how the city of Raleigh is getting ready for what could be their busiest day of the year tomorrow.
And as families prepare to celebrate Father's Day this weekend, we are highlighting health care for men and how a simple conversation can truly spark transformation.
It is 6:30 on your Friday, June 19th. Happy to be with you. We begin this half hour of news and weather with a live look outside over Highway 421 in Winston-Salem. Traffic flow is very quiet out there as today is a holiday. That rain may have woken you up early, everyone. So be aware if you are headed out the door that those roads could still be wet. But the rain is clearing out. Dylan Heather has been updating us on that all morning just in time for a holiday weekend.
What a sweet sound to wake up on a holiday to the rain.
To the rain, yes.
One, we need it for the drought.
Must be
Two,
nice.
Right.
Yeah, right. Right, Audra,
Exactly.
I know. Yeah, I know all three of us were thinking that up here. What is that? Never knew her sleeping in. Gosh, I haven't slept in 2 years since I started working here. Yeah, the rain, guys, roll back over, sleep in a little bit longer. It's good for the drought, good for sleeping. A nice morning just to relax. The weather will get better later today. It's not going to be long. Rain will only be around for likely maybe 2-3 more hours at the most, and then we'll start to dry things out for the second half of our Friday, of our Juneteenth. Steadiest, most soaking rain right now is across the southern Piedmont, Montgomery, Davidson, Randolph, and Alamance counties. It's getting a little lighter, but roads, of course, still wet here in the Triad and a little patchier off toward the mountains and foothills you see. Still a couple of light showers coming over the mountains and into the foothills, but generally rain starting to pull eastward as what's left of Arthur in that area of low pressure starts to pull that way as well. As I mentioned, Montgomery, Davidson, Randolph, soaking rain for those folks. Area of low pressure, a little swirl here with what's left of Arthur pushing through. That cold front is going to help to sweep all that moisture out and push the rain away from us over the next couple of hours. Temperature sitting in the 60s, near 70, a little milder here in the Triad, and of course it's still pretty humid outside right now, but as that front I showed you up in Virginia starts to roll through around lunchtime, humidity should fall this afternoon. So really, for considering where we're starting this morning, we're going to have some big improvements through the rest of the day. It'll be warm, breezy, and less humid by the afternoon. Highs, mid, upper 80s, a nice end to our Juneteenth. And that should set the stage for a really nice Father's Day weekend. So I'll have much more on Saturday and Sunday coming up.
Sounds great. Thank you, Dylan. Raleigh is getting ready to rock as the city prepares to celebrate the Carolina Hurricanes' big Stanley Cup win.
Absolutely. The official parade and party gets underway in downtown Raleigh tomorrow morning at 11, and officials expect it will be the largest event in the city's history, with more than 100,000 Caniacs crowding downtown to see the Stanley Cup and players. Economists say events like the championship celebration really showcase Raleigh to visitors while also helping drive future investment and growth.
Things like sports are really an important driver for people to see a community sort of at its most exciting, most vibrant, most thrilling. All the watch parties and all those things that people want to be a part of really helps sort of flow into how developers and others think about a project into the future.
The city is planning for heavy traffic before and after tomorrow's celebration. You can find free parking information and more on that parade route right now on our website. As we celebrate history, freedom, and resilience on this Juneteenth, many communities across the Piedmont Triad are gearing up for their prospective events.
It's a jam-packed weekend, and that includes Winston-Salem's 27th annual Juneteenth Festival. I had the chance to sit down with one of the creators of the festival and how the event is still growing and inspiring generations today. Meet Cheryl Harry, a Winston-Salem native who has dedicated her career to educate, preserve, and engage with the community on African American history. One way of doing that is reminding people that although the end of slavery was commemorated on June 19, 1865, Winston-Salem's Freedom Day actually occurred a month earlier.
We know that on May 21st, 1865, in Winston-Salem, or excuse me, Salem, the area that we know, that General Order 32 was read in the historic church in Old Salem, the African Moravian Church in Old Salem. So we're very fortunate to know our Freedom Day.
That recognition of freedom has grown into one of the largest Juneteenth celebrations in the Piedmont Triad, a vision started by one Winston-Salem woman.
Pat Stepney, who is the founder of the North Carolina Association of Storytellers, had been to a conference, and she had seen this wonderful event called Juneteenth, and she brought it back to us, and I was like amazed because I had never heard of this commemoration.
In 1999, Stepney and Harry put together Winston-Salem's first Juneteenth festival, held at the Winston Lake YMCA.
That initial festival, I must say, was awesome. We were in the back of the Winston Lake Y, and we were trying to have the Winston Lake as the actual backdrop, but people came out. I purchased my first Sankofa sculpture there.
But a lot has changed since then. This grassy area in Bailey Park will soon be filled with music, food, and vendors. For Harry, it's all about educating the next generation to pass the history forward.
Our children, of course, are our future, and they are the ones that will be carrying the torch, or the torch bearers. So it's important that we educate them so that they can carry it forward for future generations. So it's a continuum, it never stops.
Harry says although freedom has been far from easy, it's the moments and spaces like the Juneteenth Festival that paved the way for a better tomorrow.
To me, if we all aren't free, then we aren't free. So the Juneteenth, the June 19th date is the date that I tend to embrace, because at that point, freedom had been established throughout the South. I see a brighter future just because people will take that extra time just to celebrate or commemorate a holiday such as this one.
And I'm so thankful to Cheryl Harry for sharing the story, and to many people at Triad Cultural Arts. I had a chance to really participate in the festival last year. First of all, it was very hot, a lot of people, and we had so much fun. So we already heard from Abria Armstrong, the executive director, saying that it's going to be bigger and better this year. So I'm excited. It's going to be a great time.
Good. I hope so. And 27 years is such a long-standing event, so it's incredible to see the community support them. So please attend tomorrow if you are able to.
Absolutely. So from the Camel City to the Gate City, happening today, the Juneteenth Black Food Truck Festival is returning to Greensboro. The event will take place from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at 501 Yanceyville Street. The festival is hosted by Cultural Relationships in Unity. This is the event's 6th year.
Checking traffic this morning. Time now is 6:37. A live look outside at Highway 421 at Main Street in Winston-Salem. As you can see from this vantage point, it is very quiet out there on our roadways. If you are traveling shortly, good news, no incidents to pass along. Up next, Showdown Countdown as the Aussies and Americans face off. We'll share when the teams are set to take the pitch for today's World Cup match. Welcome back, everyone. The U.S. men's national team continue their quest for the World Cup today. Team USA took to the practice field at the University of Washington yesterday. They are coming off a big win against Paraguay in the home opener last week. The players are hoping to continue that trend in front of an energized crowd. The showdown between the U.S. and Australia gets underway today in Seattle. The game is set for 3 p.m.
Well, coming up, wellness and fatherhood. June shines a spotlight on men. We have a live guest in studio sharing why this weekend is the perfect time to celebrate and remind the dads in your life about the importance of taking charge of their health. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. We are coming up on 6:45. June is Men's Health Month, and it's a time to really break the silence around men's mental health. And this Father's Day marks a perfect time to make the men in your life feel seen and heard. Angela Rucker, a counselor at Kindred Counseling and Consulting Services in Lexington, is joining us live this morning in studio. So, Angela, first, good morning, and thank you so much for starting your day with us. As we celebrate Father's Day this weekend, remind us, why is men's mental health so important?
Men's mental health is absolutely important because fathers are one of the pillars of our families. It's important to understand that it impacts the entire family. So if dad is mentally healthy and well, the whole family benefits from that.
Absolutely. So in your profession and what you do every day, can you kind of walk us through what you see from the many men that have to balance it at all? I'm sure that it takes a toll on their lives.
Absolutely. I think the thing that men usually struggle with the most is trying to meet up to the standard of the identity of solely providing and taking care of their families, and they feel like they have to do it alone. Usually when I talk to men, they're afraid to reach out for help because it's seen as a weakness. And it's absolutely not true. I think it's important to encourage fathers, men, and dads to seek that help when they need it.
Yeah, and speaking of, we want to add in the layer of men's mental health, something that we should be talking about every day, right?
Absolutely.
But then we have Father's Day for those many men. Maybe it's a strained relationship, maybe it's a want to be father. So kind of how do you navigate that space for people?
So I think it's important to understand that we stay connected with our families, with friends, so that the stigma of not being seen as weak can be dispelled. It's important to also understand that mental wellness is just like physical health and wellness. The two are connected, and it's important to understand that it's okay to reach out for help.
Yeah, and speaking of, there might be some men, there might be women who say, hey, I know someone that can benefit from this conversation. I know someone that might have a difficult weekend, a difficult few days.
Yes.
What should they do? How should they get involved in these resources?
I think just providing the information, being patient with the person, because sometimes they may not take it as you expect that they would. But just being there and listening, and the more that you allow them to open up, I think that opens the door for them to seek out help.
Absolutely. Well, Angela, thank you so much again for stopping by and really having such an important conversation as we gear up for Father's Day and
Thank you.
as we continue to recognize men's mental health awareness. So as a reminder, whether it is a brother, a friend, an uncle, please remember to check in with the men in your life. We will have this full conversation available online later on this morning.